So it should look like this. Should look like this. Anybody not get this and need help? David, you got this? What's the domain, David? What's the domain? In other words, what you want to think about is, another way of looking at domain is what values can X not take? The opposite, cannot take. Okay? Now notice that this is a graph that really should go on forever and ever and ever, shouldn't it? Right? So are there any restrictions on X? None. So what's the domain then? Parenthesis, negative infinity, comma infinity, parenthesis. Is everybody okay on that? Okay, and what about the range? What about range? Connor, let's get other people a chance here. Connor, you're hogging the class, dude. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's get some other people here, like Oleg. And what else? Can it be 5? Can it be 5? Vanna, you know the answer? Less than 2, not less than or equal to 2? Can it not be equal to 2? Yeah, it can be, because what's the biggest value that sine can have? 1. Right? Remember, sine by itself can only go from -1 to +1. So when it gets to +1 and then you add another 1 to it, what do you get? 2. So your range, okay? So domain, Hao Fang, your answer for domain? Domain. Negative infinity to infinity. And then Hao Fang, range? Zero. Brackets or parentheses? Brackets. Is everybody okay on this? Chris, you all right? Michelle? Okay, so that's your range. Okay, next example. Okay, this is a piecewise function. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this on your graphing calculator. Okay, because you can really do it nicely on your graphing calculator. So let's move this out here. Y equals. So what you want to do is the first part is 1 minus x. So go put that in. Oops. Actually put parentheses around, okay? All right? And then you're going to use curly braces, which is second parenthesis. Okay, you're going to use curly braces. And you want x to be less than 1, so it's going to be x. Okay? Then you're going to go to second math and use number 5, which is the less than sign. Okay? Less than 1. Close your curly braces. Everybody get the curly braces there? Yeah? And then you're going to go to the next one, and the next one is square root of x minus 1. Curly braces, and x is greater than or equal to 1. So everybody know how to get the greater than equal to? Okay? Number 4. Is everybody there? And greater than or equal to 1. Close the braces. Okay? So that's called a piecewise function because it's got pieces in it. It's got a straight line piece and then it's got a square root piece in it. That's why it's called a piecewise function. So everybody know how to graph piecewise functions on their TA84s. Okay? Anybody need help on this? You guys all right? Okay. So piecewise functions are ones in which the domain is broken up into pieces. So there's one part of the domain here, okay, That's this guy. It's less than 1. That's one part. And then the other part is greater than or equal to 1. That's this guy. So piecewise functions are ones in which the domain is broken up into pieces. That's why it's called piecewise. Okay? Is everybody okay on this? Ryan? Yeah.
So when they ask for the domain and range for this, do you give it the domain in two separate little...
So what you would do is you would say domain is, for example, minus infinity to 1. And perhaps on the same line you want to say the range for that part is going to be equal to, what is it, 1 to infinity? So if you put it in one line, then it's kind of either one line or top of each other, basically. Okay? All right, next example. Gyrations. Okay, you guys know the mother, right? You guys remember the mother from last year? Okay, so the mothers have been reproduced on page 22. So in calculus, they've extended the list of mothers. I think what we did in pre-calc was we just did y equals x, x squared, x cubed, square root of x, absolute value. In pre-calc, they bring in 1 over x, and they bring in sine and cosine as well. So the list of mothers is really extended. Okay? So make sure you know that. Make sure you know those. Okay? All right, is everybody okay on that? Connie, you didn't even look at the mothers. Oh, you did and you closed it? Wow, you don't like the mothers to leave it open and just kind of admire them? Okay, what? Oh. Okay. So these are the gyrations. How many people remember these gyrations from last year? Okay? So here's a list of all the gyrations and what it means. So I would suggest you take this down.